यूरोपीय देशों में जॉब्स के लिए जाने वालों का काम सरकारी अप्रूव्ड एजेंसी को दिया जाए। IPEPCIL यानी इंडियन पर्सनल एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल के प्रेसिडेंट VS अब्दुल करीम की मांग। नौकरी के लिए यूरोपीय देशों में जाने वालों को चीटिंग और फ्रॉड से बचाने के लिए सरकार को अरब देशों जैसा कानून लागू करना चाहिए, यह कहना है VS अब्दुल करीम का। अच्छी नौकरी और ऊंचे जीवन स्तर की तलाश में भारतीय युवा खाड़ी देशों के बाद अब पश्चिमी देशों की तरफ जा रहे हैं। कई बार ये युवा फर्जी एजेंट्स के जाल में फंसकर अपनी पूरी जिंदगी तबाह कर लेते हैं। यूरोपीय देशों में नौकरी दिलाने के नाम पर हर साल हजारों लोगों को ठगा जा रहा है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इनसे एजेंट्स बहुत बड़ी रकम, जो 10 से 20 लाख रुपए तक होती है, ये ले लेते हैं और उन्हें अमेरिका, कनाडा और यूरोप के देशों में भेजने के लिए ऐसे रास्तों से भेजते हैं जहां इनकी जान खतरे में पड़ जाती है। इसलिए इन देशों में भी GCC देशों जैसा इमिग्रेशन कानून यानी सरकार की अप्रूव्ड एजेंसी से ही विदेश भेजने का काम लेना चाहिए, जिससे लोगों को चीटिंग और बड़े फ्रॉड से बचाया जा सके। इस तरह की मांग VS अब्दुल करीम ने की है।
We can say a Western world which was defined as an ECNR countries, immigration clearance not required countries. That sector is not regulated for workers' movement like GCC countries. Almost around 18 countries has been defined as ECR countries. That means immigration clearance required countries. Among the GCC, there are some other countries in the Middle East sector, which altogether around 18 countries are defined as ECR countries, whereas entire Western world like Europe, UK, Australia, Canada, United States, these are all immigration clearance not required countries. Now, in the post-COVID scenario, the workers' movement has been increased to Western world, in the ECNR world, and a substantial number of peoples are going to European, Australia, UK, US, etc. That doesn't comes under the regulatory system for workers' movement. So in this digital online environment, digital world, social medias are there in place. Lot of unauthorized illegal agents are in place to recruit peoples for Western world, because that sector is not under any regulatory norms. So recently we have seen lot of fraudulent cheating activities day by day is happening in that sector in the pretext of workers' demand, and ultimately when the immigrants are cheated, it appears in the media. It has become a big news, and the regulator is also getting lot of complaints. So our demand is to regularize that sector as well, for the immigrants moving abroad for work has to be regulated wherever it is, regardless of ECR or ECNR sector. All the movement of Indian immigrants going abroad for work visa, for work, has to be under the regulatory norms which is in existence for the ECR sector. It has to be further enhanced to the world. That is, then it has to be regulated properly as per the norms. Then the the fraudulent cheating activities etc. can be curtailed.
अब्दुल करीम कहते हैं कि कोविड के बाद दुनिया के हालात बदले हैं। यूरोपीय मुल्कों में बुजुर्गों की तादाद बढ़ रही है, नौजवानों की कमी महसूस हो रही है, इसलिए वहां से जॉब्स की वैकेंसीज आ रही हैं। इसमें नौकरी के नाम पर धोखाधड़ी को रोकने के लिए इन विकसित देशों के लिए जाने वालों के लिए भी जीसीसी जैसा कानून लागू हो, तो इससे भारतीय नौजवान सभी तरह की परेशानियों से बच सकेंगे।
Traditionally, if you look at it, the highest demand for labor and blue collar job and even highly skilled job, technical job etc. was generating from the GCC countries traditionally, if we look at it. And decades before, 2 decades, 3 decades before, the proper expatriate norms like in comparison with ILO norms was not maintained. Whereas now in the GCC is among the top in maintaining international law and as per the ILO norms. They are very strictly maintaining such facilities, and expatriates are well respected and well protected, and the expatriate population of India in the GCC is safe and secured there in the GCC countries. So, whereas in the developed nations like ECNR world, it was not regulated because it was a developed nations where the requirement for employment was very limited. Then in the post-COVID scenario, the entire Western world, we can see that it's a aging population, and a lot of people died also during pandemic. So the HR requirement has been tremendously increased in the Western world. So India being a HR reservoir among all nations, and also educated people and well trained people, and the skilling and upskilling process initiative of Government of India is also emerging a good momentum and opportunity to successfully convert such kind of a demand rising from the Western sector as well. So the movements are started. There are so many hurdles to felicitate the demand because of the cumbersome procedures of obtaining the visa. Government of India is also signed MOU and social security agreement with a lot of Western countries. So the movement is picking up. But in between, traditionally there was so many network people were illegally transporting the Indian people who is aspirant to enter into Western world. They collect huge amount. These immigrant intended people also pay huge amount just to get an entry there. Then rest of the things they take care. So that is actually a human trafficking illegally. So when the original demand arises now in post-COVID scenario, such elements are still playing, collecting huge money, and so many cheatings are reporting every day from that vertical. So the government approved agents are also not getting sufficient demand from there, because such kind of a network people in place who were traditionally doing this human trafficking. That's why what we are observing is that the complaints are increasing daily. So many huge amounts of cheating is reporting. So government has to immediately look at it and regularize the sector which is not regularized under the Immigration Act.
इस समय खाड़ी देशों में 90 लाख से 1 करोड़ भारतीय रोजगार से जुड़े हुए हैं। ये सभी केंद्र सरकार की अप्रूव्ड एजेंसियों के जरिए खाड़ी देशों में भेजे जाते हैं। इनसे एक वाजिब फीस ली जाती है और इन्हें किसी भी तरह का जोखिम नहीं उठाना पड़ता। जबकि यूरोपीय देशों में नौकरी के लिए जाने वालों से बहुत बड़ी रकम वसूली जाती है और उनके साथ कई बार धोखाधड़ी हो जाती है। इसलिए इस मामले में भी सरकारी रेगुलेशंस की बहुत सख्त जरूरत है। आबिद नकवी, प्रेस 9 न्यूज़, मुंबई।